Have you ever trusted someone completely, only to realize later that they weren't who they seemed to be? Let me tell you about my friend Sarah. She met this guy who seemed perfect, charming, attentive, and always saying the right things. He promised her the world, and she believed him. But over time, things started to unravel. He'd cancel plans last minute, make excuses, and even lie about little things. Sarah felt confused and hurt. She kept asking herself, how did I not see this coming? Sound familiar? We've all been there. That's why today, I'm going to share 5 signs that will help you spot a fake person from a mile away. Whether it's a friend, partner, or colleague, these tips will help you see through the act and protect yourself from toxic relationships. So, if you're ready to learn how to tell if someone is genuine or fake, stick around. These signs might just change the way you see the people in your life. Let's dive in. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. From consistency in their actions to how they treat others, these signs don't lie. Let's get started. Let's start with sign number 1. Consistency in words and actions. This is one of the most telling signs of whether someone is genuine or fake. Genuine people are consistent. They mean what they say, and their actions back it up. If they promise to do something, they follow through. If they say they care about you, their behavior shows it. But fake people? They're masters of saying the right things but rarely delivering. They might make grand promises, only to disappear when it's time to act. Or they'll talk about how much they value honesty, but you catch them in little lies. Here's an example. My friend Alex had a colleague who always talked about teamwork and collaboration. In meetings, this colleague would say things like, "We're in this together, and let me know how I can help." But when it came time to actually work together, this colleague would disappear. They'd miss deadlines, avoid responsibility, and even take credit for Alex's ideas. On the flip side, genuine people are reliable. If they say they'll call you, they call. If they promise to help, they show up. Their words and actions are in sync, and that's how you know you can trust them. Always pay attention to whether someone's actions match their words over time. Are they consistent? Do they follow through on their promises? If not, that's a red flag. Do they show up when they say they will? Do they keep their promises, big or small? Do their actions align with their words consistently? Consistency is the foundation of trust. If someone can't match their words with actions, it's time to question their genuineness. Stay tuned for sign number 2, where we'll talk about how they treat others. Now, let's talk about sign number 2, how they treat others. This is a huge indicator of someone's true character. You see, genuine people treat everyone with respect, whether it's their boss, a waiter, or a stranger on the street. They don't just act kind to people who can benefit them. Their kindness is consistent and authentic. But fake people? They'll often put on a show for those in positions of power, while treating others poorly. It's like they have a mask they wear depending on who's watching. Here's an example. My friend Emma went on a date with a guy who seemed perfect at first. He was charming, well-dressed, and even held the door open for her. But when the waiter came to take their order, his tone completely changed. He was dismissive, impatient, and even made a snide comment when the waiter got his order wrong. Emma was shocked. It was like seeing 2 completely different people in one evening. On the other hand, genuine people treat everyone with the same level of respect. They don't see service workers or strangers as beneath them. Their kindness isn't conditional, it's a reflection of who they are. You should always pay close attention to how someone treats people who can't do anything for them. Are they kind to the waiter, the cashier, or the janitor? Or do they only show respect to those in positions of power? How do they treat service workers? Are they polite to strangers? Do they show respect to everyone, regardless of status? How someone treats others, especially those who can't benefit them, reveals their true character. If they're only kind when it's convenient, that's a red flag. Stay tuned for sign number 3, where we'll talk about how they respond to your success. Next up, sign number 3, their response to your success. This is a big one. How someone reacts to your wins says a lot about their character. Genuine people celebrate your success. They're genuinely happy for you and want to see you thrive. They'll cheer you on, congratulate you, and maybe even throw you a little party. But fake people? They might feel jealous, indifferent, or even try to downplay your achievements. Instead of celebrating, they might make backhanded comments or change the subject. Here's an example. My friend Jake got a promotion at work, and he was thrilled. He called his best friend to share the news, expecting excitement and support. But instead, his friend said, "Oh, that's cool. Must be nice to have it so easy." Jake was crushed. He realized his friend wasn't really happy for him. He was jealous and resentful. On the flip side, genuine people will celebrate your wins as if they were their own. They'll say things like, "I'm so proud of you," or "You deserve this." Their joy for you is authentic and heartfelt. You should pay attention to how someone reacts when you share good news. Do they celebrate with you? Or do they seem jealous, indifferent, or even dismissive? Do they congratulate you sincerely? Do they make an effort to celebrate your wins? Do they seem genuinely happy for you? How someone responds to your success reveals a lot about their character. If they're not cheering you on, it's time to question their genuineness. Stay tuned for sign number 4, where we'll talk about transparency and honesty. Now, let's dive into sign number 4, transparency and honesty. This is where genuine people really stand out. Genuine people are open and honest, even when it's uncomfortable. They don't hide the truth, make excuses, or sugarcoat things just to avoid conflict. They value integrity and are willing to admit their mistakes. But fake people? They'll often lie, exaggerate, or withhold information to protect themselves. They might tell you what you want to hear, but it's not always the truth. Here's an example. My friend Lisa had a roommate who always seemed to have an excuse for not paying rent on time. At first, Lisa believed her. She'd say things like, "My paycheck got delayed," or "I'll pay you next week." But over time, Lisa realized these were just excuses. Her roommate wasn't being honest about her financial situation, and it was causing a lot of tension. On the other hand, genuine people are transparent. If they mess up, they own it. They'll say things like, "I made a mistake and I'm sorry." They don't try to cover things up or shift the blame. You should look for transparency in their communication. Are they open and honest, even when it's uncomfortable? Do they admit their mistakes and take responsibility? Do they tell the truth, even when it's hard? Are they willing to admit their mistakes? Do they communicate openly and honestly? Transparency and honesty are key indicators of someone's character. If they're not willing to be open and truthful, it's time to question their genuineness. Stay tuned for sign number 5, where we'll talk about their willingness to invest in the relationship. Finally, let's talk about sign number 5, their willingness to invest in the relationship. This is where genuine people truly shine. Genuine people make an effort to maintain relationships. They're there for you during the good times and the bad. They check in on you, remember important dates, and show up when it matters most. But fake people? They only show up when they need something. They might disappear for weeks or months, only to reappear when they want a favor or some attention. Here's an example. My friend Mia had a friend who would only call when she needed something, a ride, money, or help with a project. But when Mia needed support, this friend was nowhere to be found. It was a one-sided relationship, and Mia realized she was putting in all the effort while her friend was just taking. On the other hand, genuine people invest in the relationship. They'll call just to see how you're doing, show up to support you during tough times, and make an effort to stay connected. You should evaluate whether they're there for you during tough times or only when it's convenient for them. Do they make an effort to stay connected? Or do they only show up when they need something? Do they check in on you regularly? Are they there for you during tough times? Do they make an effort to stay connected? A genuine person will invest in the relationship and show up for you, no matter what. If they're only around when it's convenient for them, it's time to question their genuineness. You deserve relationships that are genuine, supportive, and fulfilling. If someone doesn't value you, it's okay to walk away. If this video helped you, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more tips on building healthy relationships. You've got this. See you next time.